Good morning everyone, welcome to Manu's Art lesson, and today is the 26th, if I don't get wrong, and so spring has already begun, so the weather start to be really nice, very sunny, and it's not that cold anymore. And because of that, what I decided to do with you guys today is drawing a lovely cherry blossom tree. Yeah, so we're doing this one today using different techniques. One of the techniques that we're going to use is a watercolor. I know my palette looks very dirty. That means it's been used quite a lot. So if you have watercolor, use watercolor please. If you don't have watercolors, you can use acrylic, that's fine anyway. Then we use acrylic as well. So for some part of the artwork, we're going to use acrylic as well. And what we need is white, red, and black. And for the background, I choose to use oil pastels. So we're going to use oil pastels at the end. Then of course we need a water pot again, and paintbrush. Again, if you remember, I spoke to you about the paintbrush. You can see my one here. Where is it? Here. So this is a flat one, this is the pointed one. We need two sides, one is bigger than the other, so one is small, one is big. And then we use this one as well, and those here. So I took 3 of them, but we probably need to use only one, not all of them. Yeah, so we need to use this and this. And then yeah, I think that's it. We can start now. Right, again, I'm using my mark pen, but you can use, actually you have to use pencil. Yeah, right, let's start from the end, the bottom of your left hand side. It's my left hand side, of course, and I'm going to start to draw the tree trunk starting from the beginning of the end of my paper, and I'm going all the way up to the other side. So I'm going to draw a wiggly line, like a road with all these curves on the way, like when you go to holiday with mommy and daddy. So you can find, especially if you go to the mountain, you can find these roads going round and around. And that's what we're going to do with the first line. So we start at the end of the page here, and we're going to start to do wiggly, a curved line. It's quite busy, this road, isn't it? So I'm going to go all the way up to the other side. I'm not going to touch the end. I'm going to stop just a little bit before, and I'm going to make a pointed shape, and it has to be thin, not too big. Yeah, from here, and then I stop right in this point of the page. Yeah, which is more or less the middle. Then this is the side of the tree trunk. This one here is the branch. It has to be really thin, yeah, really nice and thin and pointed at the end. I'm going to do my second branch. So from here, I'm going to do another wiggly line, another road with curves. I'm going to point the top. I'm going to make a thin line, and I'm going to curve again. Make any curve that you want. You can follow mine, but you can do yours. And I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to make another tiny little curve, yeah, on the road, on this busy road when you go to holidays. And I'm going to stop here. From here again, yeah, I'm going all the way down to the right hand side, and I'm going to leave a gap in between. Yeah, so just have a look. I'm going to curve again. I'm going to make another busy holidays road, and I'm going all the way up to the right hand side. Again, I'm not going to touch the end. I'm going to make a point, a very teeny tiny slim point, and I stop right here. So just here, yeah. Then I'm going to curve a bit. I'm going to do another. I'm going to do another branch. So here it is. I'm going down here. I'm going to point it again. And I'm going to do. I'm going all the way down to this point. Yeah. So basically what we create is different tails or different fingers, isn't it, of our tree. The tree that we're going to do now, we're making now, got all these long fingers, yeah? And they might play piano. What do you think? Or you can think of something else. So my tree trunk, it's playing piano because I love piano, and I suppose my tree my cherry blossom tree loves to play piano too. Right, we're gonna go a little bit down and diagonal as well, yeah, because if you see my line here is not straight, yeah, the side of my tree trunk is not straight, but it's going diagonal as well. So I'm going to make another wiggly line, yeah, which is not going all the way down, not yet, because I still have to do few tree trunks. And from here, I'm going to make my, branches, not tree trunk. I'm going to do my other branch here. And again, this one is a bit shorter, so I stop here, point it, and make it thin, and stop here. That's my other tree trunk, tree's finger, sorry. And I'm going to make a tiny little curve, and my other branch is going behind this and appear on the other side, and then it goes back, hiding, and appearing on the other side again. I'm going to make another wiggly line, and I'm going to stop here. If you see, I leave, because is a very thick part of my branches, so here is a bit, I left a bit of kind of like 2 centimeters of gap. Then I'm going to carry on to the tree trunk. I'm going to make a tiny little it looks like it looks like the top of the my heart, yeah. I'm going to go and do my other branch now, yeah. This one is a bit smaller, so I'm going back now. So the beginning, the top of my branch is very thin and pointed, and the back, the bottom of it, it becomes a little bit fatter, yeah, and thick. So I'm going to carry on to do my branch again, and I curve. It's a busy road, very busy and curved everywhere, so it looks like a mountain, yeah. So my tree's fingers and all the rest of the tree trunk looks like a lovely motor wave or a lovely road that goes all around the mountain. And I'm going to do my last branch here, so another pointed, thin at the beginning of it, and it starts to be a little bit thicker at the end. And then I'm going to end my branch, tree trunk. Yeah. So if you see the end of my tree trunk, yeah, the bottom of my tree trunk is kind of like 4 centimeters or something like that. You don't have to follow my instruction completely. So your tree trunk and your cherry blossom tree can be a little bit bigger if you want, or a bit smaller. So it's up to you. Now we're going to do the trunk, the branches on my left hand side. So I'm going to start basically here, which is more or less the middle of the page, and I'm going to do another branches. Again, you can do your own one, you can follow me, but you can do your own one too. So my one is thin and smaller compared to the other ones, yeah. This is the smallest one, I think. Then I leave a gap in between. I'm going all the way from here, all the way to the top. I'm going to make a pointed branches, thin, and a little bit thicker at the end. And then on the two sides, I'm going to make another 2 branches. So 1 and 2. Then I'm going to do my last 3 branches on this side. And from here, so basically at the bottom of this branch, so I'm going to do another one going up. I'm not touching the end, and I'm going back. And then from here, I'm going to make another 1 and 2 overlapping the other. And here as well, so 1 branches, and that's it. They have to be wiggly lines, yeah? Here we have the lovely cherry blossom tree drawing. Now we're going to put some flowers, yeah? Not everywhere, but just a few of them. I'm going to start from here. So I'm going to do not an open flower, yeah? But I'm going to draw, I hope you can see it, yeah? I'm going to draw the flower which is still sleeping inside, yeah? It's spring, but the spring is just begun, so a few weeks ago. So actually I must say a few days ago. I think spring began on the 20th of March, if I don't get wrong. But going back here, I'm going to do a tiny little flower. So I'm going to make a hook on the top, and then I try to move my, you might be able to see a bit better if I move my tiny eagle. So I'm going to make the top like a pointed leaf, and I'm going to make a little tiny line in the middle. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. I'm going to make a hook. So basically it looks like this, yeah, with 2 fingers and a straight line at the bottom. And I'm going to make another leaves shape on the top. Now here, but you can choose to do your flowers everywhere. I'm going to choose my my way to put my flowers. I'm going to do my flowers here, and I'm going to do another hook shape here. Yeah, my flowers, my sleeping flowers, and then I'm going to do a flower and an open flower here. Yeah, with petals quite visible. Yeah, and then a few tiny curved lines and spiral lines inside, in between my petals, on the top of my petals. Yeah, I'm going to do another flower here with petals, an open flower with few spirals inside. I'm going to do another flower here. Yeah. You can double side the stem, yeah, of your flower. So I'm going to double side the stem on my sleeping flower as well. So because when you go to holiday with your mummy and daddy, you, especially when it's the weather like this, when you have this lovely amazing weather, when it starts to be really hot and warm. So you can find flowers on the road during your trip, isn't it? You can find a lovely tree with all the flowers springing up, and then we do another flower here. I do another flower here. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do another sleeping flower here, another sleeping flower here as well, and another flower. An open flower on here. Yeah, I'm going to double side my stand. I'm going to double side my stand here. Another flower here. Just few. I'm going to do another 2. My flower, the flower I'm doing here is not facing the front, but it's facing the side. So I'm going to make kind of like a jelly beans shape, and inside I'm going to make a shape of the heart and another shape of the top of the head. Yeah, so it's going to look like an ice cream cup facing down. Now I'm going to make another stem and another flower here. This one is well open flower and hook and that's my last flower. Now we're ready to paint. Okay, so I'm gonna get my, so if you remember, we have one smaller and one bigger paintbrush, pointed one, so I'm gonna get the big one, and I start to paint my tree. Right, I'm gonna get brown first. Yeah, so I'm gonna get half, remember it has to be half water, half paint. Yeah, so get quite a lot of paint. Yeah, don't be quite generous, don't get just a little bit, otherwise the color won't be very visible. So, and let's start from here. The source light is coming, light source is coming from this direction now. Yeah, so this one is the darkest part, so I'm gonna do like put a little bit of brown, yeah, on the side here, not everywhere, but just a little bit, just more or less around the edges of your work, yeah, of the shapes of your work, and here as well, yeah. Now I'm going to play with brown around, yeah. I'm going to get more brown here. I'm going to go on the branches as well. And again, I'm going around the edges. Here you can color in all of it, yeah. Make sure it's not, brown is not too dark. My brown is light brown, it's not dark brown, yeah. I'm going to go around on the other side as well. So I'm going to put some brown around my, just play with the colors, be everywhere, but make sure that you're not coloring all the branches and all the tree trunk. Leave few wide gaps, yeah, because that's allowed us to go on with other colors. Because we're not using just brown to color in the tree, because if you see the tree, it doesn't look really brownish in the set, so you got different type of brown, and sometimes you can see a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow as well. So, and that's why we're not using just just brown. I'm going to go over that as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of brown on the top. I'm going to put a little bit of brown on my other branches here. And here as well. If you see, I'm not going to get water all the time. I need to get color, because when you get water and you put water onto your palette here, so your color become quite wet. So you have enough water for few, maybe for a bit. So you will see that. I'm going to put another bit of brown here and more brown here as well. And here. So again, make sure that you leave, first of all, actually make sure that you don't use dark brown, yeah, otherwise your artwork looks too dark, and you might cover all your tree trunk in dark brown, and this one is going to be a bit tricky for you if you want to use other colors, yeah. So make sure it's a light brown. Go a little bit everywhere again, everywhere like that, yeah. Now this is the brown that I used, yeah. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix brown and red together, so light brown and light red together, yeah. Make sure that it's 15-50, 50 water, 50 of color, and I'm going, yeah, to color in a little bit, yeah, around the edges on my artwork. Now, when I use the, I mix the brown and red together, and I have to put the color on my artwork, make sure that you just go around the edges, so you're not going in the middle. Otherwise, it looks, it doesn't look really nice, yeah? It looks too dark, your artwork. Just go a little bit here, and a little bit here. Just be very gentle when you use your dark color, because this is a bit darker than the brown, light brown that I used before. So, but because now I mix red and brown together, light brown and light red together, so the color became stronger, yeah, becomes quite visible, more visible than the other one. So I'm going to make more darkness here, because that's my where the dark is facing my tray, is basically fitting my tray. I'm going to put a little bit of more brownish color here as well, reddish brownish color, and I'm going to do exactly the same here. Yeah, brown and red. Don't forget to mix them together quite well. And again, brown and red, they have to be 50 and 50 as well. So 50-50 of brown, red, and 50 of water, 50% of water. Now, I'm going to put a little bit here as well, and here. And make sure that the color doesn't trickling down your artwork, yeah? Right, I'm going to do like this as well. I'm going to play a little bit here too, and a little bit here. Yep. Now more brown, and red together. So this is more or less the colors that we see when we go to the mountain, is it? The mountain, and we see the lovely landscape over there. So that's what actually I remember. This is what I remember when I was little, because I used to go with my mom and my dad quite often. So I have to say almost every weekend to the mountain, because they love skiing. So they love to go there. All of us, we love to go there. We spend almost all day. And I had fun, because I love when it's really cold and there's snow, and you can make your snowman with, because I used to go with my cousins, and my family is quite a huge, large family, as a good Italian, yeah. So we love stay together, and that's one of the reasons I think it's really hard for my family now and for all the Italians now, because we spend quite a lot of time together, yeah, with your relatives, yeah, with your family, not just with your children, but with your cousins. So I'm still in touch with all my cousins. I'm still in touch with my uncles, my aunties, and we have a lovely relationship. So and that's why I remember quite well when we went to the mountain. We spent time there, all day there, playing and having fun as well. So it's a lovely yeah, something that make me feel really happy when I have to think about that. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I wash my paintbrush. I'm going to make sure that my paintbrush is quite nice and clean. And what I'm doing now, I'm going to get yellow, yeah? But the yellow I'm using is not just yellow and that's it, and it's light yellow. I'm going to mix my yellow with orange. Just a little bit of orange, not too much. So in this case, it's not going to be 50 and 50, so 50% of yellow, 50% of orange. But it has to be more yellow than orange, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to, yeah, place this orange a little bit everywhere. Again, around the edges of my artwork, yeah? Around the edges of my artwork. This is going to create a little bit of more darkness around the shape of my artwork on my lovely cherries blossom tree. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit here and a little bit there. Yeah, and here as well, and here. Just a bit. This one is going to define your shapes and the lines that you made of on doing the branches and the tree trunk as well. And then I'm going to do a little bit here too. And keep in mind that that you always have to remember where the darks come from and the light come from as well. So here we got a little bit of darkness, so we're going to make this one a little bit more darker than the other side. Yeah. And here too. Yep. And here as well. Yep. And here. Right, so if you see your tree is a bit more, it start to get the right shapes, isn't it? So it start to be more like a 3D, three. Yeah. So that's it. Now I'm going to put a little bit more here. Now what I'm doing, yeah, I'm going to wash my paintbrush again. Yeah. We're still using the biggest paintbrush, yeah? So I'm going to get just yellow, yeah? And that's it. Just yellow around. And I put the yellow right in the middle, yeah? Do you know what we left all the white gaps? Yeah, we're going to place these yellow, yeah? Light yellow all around and on the top of the white gaps that we left, yeah? And you can just play a little bit around the branches as well. Yeah, so here we got the light coming through, so we're going to put more yellow here on that way. Yeah, this and this way as well. So again, remember that you need to put 15-50 of your water and color. Yeah, I'm going to put more yellow here. More yellow. This is watercolor, so it's quite delicate, yeah. So it's not strong. It's not that strong as normally acrylic can be. Acrylic is more like intense and probably quite intense. So the watercolor get more very delicate, very. They need water as well, more than acrylic, because they looks like the watercolor pencil. Right, now I put more yellow here and more yellow here. Yep. Right, we placed yellow as well. Now we won't need actually, yes, we do. We still need to use the paintbrush now. If you want, instead of using the big paintbrush, yeah, wash your big paintbrush. Yeah, we're going to take the small, clean the other one, and we're going to get the small paintbrush. With this, what we're doing, we're going to play with red. It has to be light red, yeah. And with a light red, I'm start to coloring my flower, yeah, the shape of my flower. And I'm going to get another light red, and I put my light red on the other side as well, and so on with all the flowers petals, yeah. So all my flowers petals, they have to be colored in with light red. I'm going to do these one as well. This is my light red. Light red goes all over this. I'm going to wet my paintbrush here as well. So that's that. And here. Yep. And here as well. And here. Yep. And here too. And here. Yep. And I'm going to do my last two ones. Add a button here. So this is, make sure that the color is quite strong, yeah, because otherwise if it's too watery, it won't be visible. So make sure that you get again 15-50. Right, here this. Now the stand and hook, they have to be done and colored in with green. I'm going to get, we got dark green, light green, so I'm going to use my dark green on my palette. So I'm going to get my dark green and I'm colouring all that. I'm going to make sure that is done properly. Yeah, oops, I got a little bit of red coming down on my stand, but I fix it now. So again, green, and I'm colouring this, the stand and the hook. And here's that. So my lovely happy flowers. Get really nice and happy. And this one as well. And my other stem flowers here. Cool, cool, cool. Now what we do, because the flowers don't really look like one color, so one red and that's it, yeah? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take brown and red together. The light brown and the light red that we used before. And on my dark side of my artwork, yeah, so on your one side, I'm going to put a little bit of brown and red together. Mix them together, yeah? So I'm going to do here and here. Not everywhere, but just the top. Just few petals, yeah? So here and here. And just one side here. Here's what. Yeah. And then again, I'm going here and I do this side. Yeah, here. And I'm going to do the bottom here because the light is going, actually I'm going to do the left hand side, yeah, because the light is beating on the top of my flower. Yeah, and I'm going to do here a little bit, just that, yeah, just that big few shapes of my flower here. And then I'm going to do a few petals here as well. And that's it. Now, the next step that we do, we give a good wash on your paintbrush, and what we're doing, we are we're taking watercolor now. Oh, sorry, acrylic now. So, and I'm using red, and I'm gonna put a little bit of red here, yeah, and white. Again, remember what you have to do, you need to leave a gap in between. Actually, because we're not using any other color except for black, we're going to use black in a minute. We're going to leave 2 gaps in between, and I'm going to put white here. Yeah, just a bit, not much. And what I'm doing, I'm using this one first, yeah? So again, I need to make sure that I wet my sponge brush, not too much. So what I'm doing, I'm getting my biggest paintbrush and I put some drops on the top of my sponge brush. Yeah, just a little bit. Then I'm going to dry my sponge brush on my tissue a little bit. And then I'm going to get red straight away. Yeah, I'm going to get red and I start to do this. I'm going to go around the branches and I'm just going to create the idea of more flowers on my tree and around my branches as well, yeah? So like this. Just be gentle and be careful as well when you do it, because otherwise you're going to make big, huge marks and it doesn't really look nice. Actually, what you can do, you can get, paint from your paint palette. You press a little bit harder, just using one side of your paint, sponge brush, yeah. And for the rest, you can gently press a little bit less hard and play around like this. Yeah, just like this. So if you see, I got dark and light around. Again, I'm going to get some red. I'm going to play around using the size of the side of my paintbrush, and then I start to move around using both sides. So if you see, I'm creating, it's kind of like the bushes of the tree, isn't it? So now again, I'm going to place a little bit of more dark red, and I'm going to press a little bit less, yeah, and I'm going to create the lightest color. Yeah, that's really cool. And again, I'm going to around to do exactly the same on the other side. Yes, so play using your paintbrush, your sponge brush, pressing the side a little bit harder, and both sides, the middle, a little bit less harder. Yeah. So, and here as well. So play with the side, press hard, 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 and then the middle a little bit less harder. Yeah, I ran out of red, so I'm going to get more red here. And I'm going to put the rest of my red like this. Yeah, and then again, so do like this. What I'm going to do, yeah, before these colors they start to dry, completely dry, because that's acrylic, I'm going to get white. And with white, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to play around my shapes, the one I did already, and I'm going to create a little bit of light. Yeah, if you see the white, don't put too much white around your big pattern. Yeah, the big red, the strong red that we made by using the side of your sponge brush, because otherwise it will disappear and it will look not too nice anymore. So, but be gentle when you do it. And I'm going to play around again like this. That's really cool. Let's make the tree to be quite nice and big, with a big body, huge hair, isn't it? So let's go and get more red and let's play around like this. That's really cool, isn't it? So play around pressing the sides first. Yeah, make a few little dots. This is one way of using sponge brush and creating your tree bodies, hair, yeah, bushes. But another way is, I'm showing you in a second. I'm just going to carry on to put some white. You see, I start to put white on my drawing. Yeah, be gentle actually on using white, because otherwise it will be too much. Yeah. Another way. Actually, let's finish this one first, and then I show you the other way and the way we can use it. Let's finish with using that sponge brush. And it's quite nice because when you go on holiday it's really cool to watching around and see around, especially when you are in the car, you're traveling with your mum and dad's car. So I'm sure if you've got brothers or sisters, you play a game of how many houses or trees you can spot around during your trip. That's what I used to do with my sister when we were kind of like, I think, 8 years old or something like that, especially during the Christmas time. We played the game of spotting the Christmas tree in the house and see who was the winner, so who was able to spot and see as many as possible Christmas tree in the house. Right, so let's go and play around and around and around. I'm gonna do a little bit less spot, because otherwise it's too much. Yeah, and I'm going to do like this. Yeah, and again I'm playing with my white. If you see white and red together, you're creating a pinkish color. So it's pink, and this is actually the color of the cherry tree. Yeah. So that's the real color of this amazing tree that we can see. We can see a bee everywhere now. So even my dad. I'm gonna get more white because the white is running out. Yeah, and yeah, oh, cool. Right, I'm going to get more white here, and I'm going to make my tree, the side of my tree, the top of my tree, a little bit more pointed like this. I think it's better and nice. Yeah, I'm going to go and do exactly the same. Oops. Oh, sorry. We don't need that. Let's leave it here on the side. That's when the colours start to dry on your paint, on your tube colour. And I'm going to do a little bit like this as well. Yeah, and a little bit here too. So I'm going to get more white. I'm using mainly white now, yeah, because I'm starting to activating the red with white together to create this lovely, amazing pink. Yeah, and I'm going to, at the end of the branches on the top, let's make a pointed shape, yeah? I think it's better. You can do like this, and then like this. Yep, that's so cool. Let's play around this part of the tree as well, and here too. Yeah, it's really good. And here as well. And here. And a bit here too. Cool. Now, yes, a little bit on the top as well, because the light is coming through this direction, so we have to be able to see the light quite well, especially on that side of the tree. Yeah, that's it. I think it's really cool like this. Let's put in a little bit of more color on the side. Yeah, and now what we're going to do, we're finalizing the artwork, so I'm going to put a little bit of more white on this side. Yeah, play around with white. Don't be afraid of using color. Yeah, it'll be everywhere, so that's nice. If you cover a little bit your flowers, doesn't matter. Yeah, because you're creating that effect of maybe not too much as I did here, so a bit more careful on doing that. But you can cover your flower with the effect of blurring a bit. That's fine. So that's really cool. So you can do it. Now one more thing, yeah, and then with nearly at the end, I'm gonna get this now. So and with the point of this, yeah, I'm going to use red first. Yeah, so I'm going to take the color on the point of mine. And I'm going to, yeah, play a little bit around, just a bit, not much, yeah. Go and get more red. This will just allow me to define a little bit more the shape of, because they basically, yeah, the flowers, yeah, we're doing the flowers in a different way. So we drew them, but we also used another technique of making flower on our amazing, lovely cherry blossom tree. Yeah, so let's do a little bit everywhere like this, and here's what, just not everywhere, but just play around with that, especially here where we can see that the darkness of on our artwork coming through, and here too. Yep, so that's it. Let's do a little bit here as well, just a bit, yeah, and here too. Then one more thing with white, we're going to use the other side, and we get white, and we do exactly the same. So it's one. We go just, yeah, we play around a little bit, not much. We just do a few dots. Yeah, not much, just a few dots. Brilliant. Now we have one last things to do. Yeah, I'm going to show you something very important with the black, and then we do the background. Yeah, So let's get a tiny little bit of black, not much, just a bit. Yeah, and I'm going to put black here on one side. And with this black, if you get a tiny, small and thin paintbrush, the pointed one, with the point of your paintbrush, make sure that your paintbrush is not too, give a tiny little squeeze at the point of the paintbrush. And we get black, just touching, you know, the point of your paintbrush onto the color. And what we're going to define the flower. Yeah, so we're going to draw the shapes. We emphasize the shapes that we did before, but the flowers that we drew before, yeah, not the one that we made but using paint. Yeah, I'm going to go around like this, yeah, and like this as well, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. I might want to color in the middle in black. Yeah, so the little circle around in the middle in black. Yeah, so I'm going to emphasize the flower here as well. So if you see it comes a little bit, stand up a little bit better. I'm going to do exactly the same with this, and you can do this one with all the other ones. Yeah, I'm just moving on to the next step, but you can carry on. Before you move on to the next step, you can carry on to finishing doing your flowers. Yeah, I'm going to move on to the next step, which is the coloring the background. The background, I decided to use oil pastels, yeah, and I'm going to use a light, very light, bright colors, which is yellow, or you can use the goldish color, so this color here, or this light yellow. I hope you can see that one properly, so they're different. I probably use both. So where the dark part of my drawing is, I probably use the sandy's color. So, and I'm starting to use the side of my oil pastels, yeah. Be careful that you're not going to overlap your artwork, yeah, but just do the background, yeah. And I'm going to put the color a little bit everywhere like this. That's really nice. I like the sandy color because it reminds me the color of the desert, and I love desert. I visit 3 different deserts in the world, and one of these is the Sahara. Oh mine, it's so beautiful. It's the best. I think it's the most beautiful desert ever in the earth. I went to the Middle East one. So I visit the Middle East desert, but it's okay. I mean, it's lovely. Sorry guys for those who comes from Middle East. It's beautiful, but Sahara is the best. If you see, I'm carrying on this way as well, but not too much. I'm gonna do that between as well. I also visit the Indian desert. Yeah, oh my goodness, I forgot the name. Is Thar? Yeah, the Thar Desert, and it's really nice. Yeah, really nice as well. But again, I think the most beautiful one is the Sahara. I mean, all of them are beautiful. All of them, they can give you a different experience and emotion. And maybe it depends, you know, what kind of things you like as well. So, yeah. Right, so now I'm going to use the light yellow. And for the light yellow, yeah, I'm going to place the light yellow all the way on the other side. And I'm going to do this. That's really cool. That's really nice. I like it so much. I'm going to go on the other side and do exactly the same. I'm using the side of my oil pastel. And I'm doing this and this one as well. Don't worry if you don't create a bright perfect shade. because we're using finger now, we start to blend and smudge the color with you using the finger. Yeah, right. Cool, cool, cool. Now it's time for the finger. Now we can smudge the color, yeah, and we can start to blend the color a little bit better. Yeah, as much as you can. I'm doing mine with, and you have to be quite firm and strong, because otherwise the oil pastel doesn't really melt onto your finger and on the paper as well. So I'm melting that, and here I start to blend the color together, so the light yellow and the sandy color together. Yeah, if you see they get smudged together now, they start to blend onto one color. Yeah, here as well. That's really cool, I like it. Yeah, and here's also, I start to blend the color a little bit around the edges of my tree. Here as well, and here, and here, and a little bit everywhere. Right, so now we're done, so it's finished. Blend the color a bit better in here, so but you can do it on your hand, so you can play around with your finger and make sure that the color, the oil pastel, is blended properly. Right, for today we finished for today. So we finished to do our cherry blossom tree drawing, painting, and because of kids' security, so we cannot leave comments on my channel, YouTube channel page. But what you can do, so you can show me what you do, so you can share your pictures, you can share your comment using my Facebook page. Oh, sorry, is that way? So it's my page is Manu's Art. So it's spelled MANUS Art. Yeah. So and again, so you can go and make a like on my page, and then you're able to leave any comment that you want, and you can share pictures of your artwork that you made, and and ask me any question. Yeah, so we're done for today, so I wish you to have a lovely day, and see you soon. Bye, ciao, a presto.